Once upon a time, in a small village nestled among the rolling hills and lush forest, there lived a young girl named Nkechi. She was kind-hearted and was always ready to help others. But Nkechi struggled with one issue. She was very fat. Her weight made her a subject of ridicule among the villagers. They called her fat and ugly, saying that no one would ever marry her. The constant bullying made Nkechi feel very useless and isolated. Nkechi had a best friend growing up named Odili. They were inseparable, sharing secrets, dreams, and laughter. But as Nkechi grew heavier, Odili remained slim. People were always drawn to Odili, leaving Nkechi feeling more invincible and unwanted. One day, unable to bear the ridicule anymore, Odili decided to end their friendship, leaving Nkechi heartbroken and alone. She begged Odili not to abandon her, but her friend walked away, unable to handle the social pressure. Nkechi felt defeated and didn't think that there was a way to transform her fate. One day, overwhelmed with sadness and the cruelty of others, Nkechi wandered into the forest, tears streaming down her cheeks. She found a secluded spot and sat down, crying her heart out. Suddenly, she heard a scream. Startled, Nkechi ran towards the sound and found an old woman lying on the ground near a secluded cottage, groaning in pain. The woman had fallen and injured herself. Nkechi rushed to her side to help her up, taking her to the nearby cottage. The woman became unconscious, while Nkechi nursed her back to health. One day, the old woman woke up from being deeply asleep. She walked up to Nkechi. Nkechi introduced herself, and the old woman then also introduced herself as Adaaku. Nkechi explained to her that she took care of her after she had a terrible fall, nursing her back to health, cooking for her, cleaning her cottage, and ensuring that she had everything she needed. Adaaku was genuinely grateful, but noticed the sadness in Nkechi's eyes and decided to find out what troubled her. "My child, why are you so sad?" Adaaku asked softly. Nkechi was reluctant, but the warmth in Adaaku's eyes encouraged her to open up. She told the old woman about her life, the bullying that she's been enduring, how her best friend abandoned her. She spoke of her dreams and how the villagers' words made her feel worthless. Adaaku listened intently, her heart aching for this young girl. "You are so beautiful, Nkechi," she said gently. "Beauty is not about appearance. It is about kindness, strength, resilience, and I see all of those qualities in you." Adaaku saw potential in Nkechi and decided to share a secret that had been passed down through generations in her family. She told her to keep it a secret and guard it ferociously. She took Nkechi into the kitchen and began teaching her how to cook. She shared a special recipe, one that was said to have magical properties. Whenever Nkechi tasted the food, it was the most delicious thing she had ever eaten. Over the next few weeks, Nkechi learned everything she could from Adaaku. She perfected the recipes and discovered her passion for cooking that she knew that was in there within her, but she never explored. The old woman became like a grandmother to her. Nkechi felt a sense of purpose growing within her due to the mentorship that she received. With Adaaku's blessings, Nkechi decided it was time to return home. She promised to visit the old woman regularly and keep in touch. As she left the forest and walked to the village, Nkechi felt a newfound confidence within her. She was determined to show everyone what she was capable of. Back in the village, Nkechi set up a small stall where she began selling food. The aroma of her cooking soon attracted the villagers. They were amazed at the taste. Word spread out quickly about Nkechi's delicious meals, and people rushed to buy her food. Nkechi's popularity soared. People who once ridiculed her now stood in line for her food. She earned enough money to expand her business, and soon she had a thriving enterprise. Nkechi's self-esteem grew with her success. She no longer cared about the cruel words of the past. People from all across the village came to eat her food, paying her or exchanging goods with her. Soon after, Nkechi became very rich. She was then known as the richest maiden in the village. People who made fun of her now looked up to her because she was very rich. She built a massive hut and acquired a vast farmland where she grew the food she cooked. Nkechi became the wealthiest woman in the village. One day, Nkechi was off to the forest to gather some seeds for her garden when she bumped into a man who looked and sounded like he was from a different village. When the man met Nkechi, he introduced himself as Ubong, asked if she was about to get married. This was the second time she was asked this question, first being the old woman. She asked, "Stranger, why do you ask such question boldly?" The man said that where he was from, people who looked like her were supposed to be brides immediately. Curious, Nkechi asked Ubong more about his village. He explained that in his village, women who were about to get married looked just like her. They were often put in fattening huts and fed for months to achieve this appearance. Nkechi then asked where he was going. Ubong narrated his story of looking for his grandmother who had raised him. His grandmother was taken away when he was younger. He had been asking questions about her to find her. The only thing he knew about his grandmother was that she was a terrific cook. He swore he would find his grandmother even if that was the last thing he did while alive. Nkechi listened intently, feeling a strange connection to Ubong. Nkechi continued to talk to Ubong as they walked together into her village. She told him that she cooked every day if he was hungry and gave him the location where he could find her. The following day, Ubong saw Nkechi cooking a large pot of food and was shocked at the number of people lining up for it. He finally got his own food. When he tasted it, he was immediately reminded of the food he ate while growing up. It had been a long time since he was separated from his grandmother, and he knew he wanted to come back every day to eat Nkechi's food. Every day, Ubong would come and spend time with Nkechi, sharing stories about where he came from. One day, Ubong asked Nkechi, who taught her how to cook, if she did not mind sharing. Nkechi said it was a secret she would take to her grave. Ubong further explained that the cooking tasted like food he ate while he was growing up. Nkechi then remembered that he mentioned growing up with his grandmother and he was looking for her. She began to wonder if they might be related, but doubted it because the old woman was from a different village. Then she remembered that the old woman also had a different accent. She decided to reveal to Ubong about the old woman she had met in the forest because she trusted him at that point. She asked to take him somewhere and he went with her. She took him to Adaaku's cottage. As they approached, Ubong questioned where they were going. She promised that she would not bring any harm to him. When they arrived, Adaaku looked into Ubong's eyes and called him by her son's name, Akpan. Ubong, who only remembered fragments of what his grandmother looked like, said, "No, I am not Akpan, but my father's name was Akpan." Adaaku instantly knew that she had found her grandson because the resemblance was undeniable. They exchanged stories about how his parents died, about the years that they were apart. Adaaku explained how she ended up in the forest, and she was very emotional. They hugged and hugged. Ubong was so thankful to Nkechi for reconnecting him with his grandmother. Nkechi watched the reunion with a full heart, happy to have played a part in bringing them together. Ubong thanked Nkechi for her kindness and perseverance. As days passed by, Ubong and Nkechi grew closer. By then, Ubong had grown feelings for Nkechi. Ubong admired Nkechi's strength and resilience, while Nkechi appreciated Ubong's gentle nature and determination. One evening, under the stars, Ubong confessed his feelings to Nkechi and asked her to marry him. Nkechi, overwhelmed with joy, accepted his proposal. They decided to build a life together, filled with love, cooking, and happiness. Nkechi and Ubong returned to the village as a couple. The villagers who once mocked Nkechi now looked up to her with admiration and respect. She had proven them all wrong, becoming successful and finding love. Oddly, Nkechi's former best friend tried to reconnect with her, but Nkechi had grown beyond the need for validation from those that hurt her. She politely declined, choosing instead to focus on her new life. Nkechi and Ubong worked together to expand her cooking business. The business flourished, and Nkechi became known as the richest woman in the village. They also made sure to visit Adaaku regularly, cherishing the time they spent with her. Adaaku was proud of Nkechi and Ubong, happy to see the family reunited and thriving. Nkechi and Ubong lived happily ever after, surrounded by love and success. Nkechi's journey from a bullied girl to a successful woman showed the village that true beauty lies in kindness, strength, and resilience. Her story inspired others to look beyond appearances and value people for who they truly are. And so, in the small village, nestled among the rolling hills and lush forest, Nkechi's legacy lived on, a testament to the power of determination and the importance of never giving up on oneself. The end. If you enjoyed this story, please like, share, subscribe. Watch our other interesting videos posted on our channel. We cannot wait to have you as a member of our AfricanFolktales TV Addict channel. Thank you so much for your support.